Hello everybody, this is Barry, and on this video I'm going to do something a little bit different because of something that happened a few nights ago. And so I normally supposed to get to bed early in the afternoon, but as usual on this particular evening I was not to bed yet again, and it was just fixing to get dark. And my wife and I had a little disagreement, spat, whatever you call it. So, I had been trying to get ready for bed, and I was in my boxers. I was only wearing boxers, and we're on some acreage here, and it's private. There's there's no chance of anybody seeing in here or wandering into here. So, so I decided that I would go for a walk, and that's what you do when you're married. You occasionally have a little spat or disagreement, and it gets a little heated. You need to walk away. It's best to be diplomatic and diffuse the situation by, taking a break. Go for a walk or something. That way you can clear your head and think about things. So that's what I did. I had no fear of any problems or anybody seeing me. Just walking out in the woods here in my boxer shorts. That's all I had on. Of course, I had my Crocs shoes. But this particular area I was walking on, this property, it's a little clearing, and there's this large mound or knoll, I guess you could call it. And there's a fence that goes right down the middle from west to east. This fence was to my right, and there's a trail that goes down, and about halfway across the land there's a cross trail that goes south to north. And the woods become heavier and darker, and there's a little less clearing there. So I'm walking down there, and it's becoming twilight, and I start to hear, for one thing here, it was very quiet. No wind, no birds, no crickets. And I'm starting to hear, let me describe it a little more. This fence to my right, and there's some trees, a thin kind of line of trees going at an angle towards this fence. And then there's some woods to my left. And then straight ahead of me at this cross trail, the woods get pretty heavy, and it's pretty dark down there already. It's twilight, it's it's still kind of light. You can't really see things real good, but you can still see things. So I hear this sound like some canines or something with four legs walking back in these woods, crunching dry leaves. That's all I hear. No birds, no crickets, no wind. It's calm, but I hear this, and I don't know how many creatures this might be. Several. So I keep walking, and this gets closer, and I start thinking, I'm feeling kind of naked here. I don't have any weapon or a flashlight, so I find the nearest decent sized stick on the ground, and I'm I'm thinking, well, if some creature pops out, I'll whack it in the head with a stick or something. And so I continue down there. I'm probably, I don't know, 40 or 50 feet away from that cross trail where it gets really dark and thick woods. And I stop. And I realize, I don't know what that is out there, but it's several of them. And it's starting to get pretty dark. Maybe I should just turn around and go back and try to finally get to bed. So I still have the stick in my hand. Now I've turned around and I've gone about 10 feet back the way I came. And I notice at that cross fence that goes east to west, which is now on my right because I've turned around and gone back the way I came, I see what looks like a very large canine. I thought, well, I can't really make it out, but I see the outline. And I thought, my wife has a goat that's got dark fur, and it's kind of a large goat. And I thought, maybe it's her goat. But the thing is, these goats are scared to come out here at night. They're not out here at night or even close to night. They're scared. So I realize it's not the goat. And I think, well, maybe it's one of my wife's large dogs. But I realize I can hear them barking up at the house. And this creature, its back is about 3 feet off the ground. And I mean, years ago, maybe it was a large wild boar or something. Probably 7 or 8 years ago, my wife captured a picture of one with a game cam, and it actually ripped one of our dogs, and we had to take it and have it sewed up. But we haven't taken any pictures of those since then, and we haven't seen any places. Those wild boar tend to force their way under a fence. We haven't seen any evidence of anything like that in years. So and this has a neck. A wild boar is kind of doesn't have a neck. So this thing is kind of pacing me, and it's moving a little, to the west, on my side of the fence. It's not over on the other side of the fence. And then I see it turn back, and it's going back and forth a little bit. It's almost like it's, I don't know, trying to be stealthy. I don't know. But then I notice another one of identical size. It looks like it's got kind of dark fur. And it comes over there to this other one. And they just kind of stand there. So I'm thinking, this isn't anything that I'm familiar with. And I've seen some really large coyotes, but this is bigger. And I take that large stick and I whack it on the ground as hard as I can, several times, making a loud noise. And these things are just staring at me. They're over there. I guess they're probably, I would say maybe about 70 feet away from me. And just a second. So when I whack this stick on the ground, thinking, they're going to run off. That's normal animal behavior, to be afraid of humans. But they didn't. They just stood there watching me. They didn't make a sound. And that really kind of freaked me out, that they're not running off like normal animals. So then one of them, well, both of them, they start to kind of move, kind of to the east and behind me a little bit. And um, that little thin tree line that's kind of going off at an angle, one of them is stopped there, and the other one continues on. I can see it looks like it's going to go around behind me, maybe across the trail and get on the other side. I realize these things are trying to flank my position. They're actually working together. That's when I thought, I really need to get out of here. There's something not right about this. And the thing was, I kind of had a feeling of foreboding. I just didn't feel right. And at that moment, I didn't feel safe anymore. I'd never felt unsafe out there. I've gone out there at night before, or early in the morning before the sun comes up. I never felt that feeling. Well, so this other one that goes around behind me and crosses the trail, it goes into those woods, and I can hear the leaves start to crunch where it's walking, and this other one starts coming towards me. And I think I hear another one somewhere, possibly a third one somewhere behind me crunching more leaves. It's several of them. And I knew that if I took off running, that's the natural signal to animals that you're prey. So I just kind of did a fast walk, looking over my shoulder, and it's a little darker now, and I couldn't quite see where the goat trail was through the tall grass there, and it was warm enough. There might be some snakes, but I wasn't concerned about that. So I just walked through there, kind of in the direction of a gate to get out of this pasture to get back to the house. And I don't know if I didn't see them again, but that made the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. And I'm not sure I want to ever go back out there again at night. That really freaked me out. I slept maybe an hour the previous night, and the night after this, I didn't sleep at all. It was just, to tell you the truth, it was frightening. I never would have thought I would experience something like that, out there. It's like our backyard. We take family walks out there and stuff. But the thing is, there are no wolves around here. I mean, I don't think there's been any wolves in this area for a very long time. I don't think these were coyotes. Because, like I said, I've seen pretty large coyotes, and these were bigger. So, there have been other things that have happened around here over this past summer. This summer I had been trying to walk more for my health, so I would go out and walk several hours every day around the fence line of this property. And there's a certain place where I would be walking along, and suddenly I realized it sounds like somebody's running up behind me. And this happened several times this past summer. And I turn around and there's nobody there. It's really freaky to hear that, It's like somebody's going to run right in the back of me, and there's nothing there. That was kind of freaky, but I didn't know what to think about that. I thought maybe my mind was playing tricks on me or something. And then there's this storage building. I forgot to mention, I guess, that I'm in the cargo trailer. I've been working on it this summer. But there's a storage building to the side of here. And on the end of the building, it has a large door. I guess it's maybe a 4.5, 5 feet wide door. And from time to time, and it sounds like my wife running the saw again on her project. From time to time, that door at the end of the building would just be open and blowing in the wind. And every time I would push it to, tug on it, there's no way that's coming open. And it would wind up open again. I'd go out, at night, I'd deliver newspapers, so I'd leave for work at night. And this door would be open again. And I'd ask my wife, have you been in that building? You need to stop leaving that door open. No, I haven't been in that building for a week or two. That happened, I don't know, 5 or 6 times over the summer. And I was out here. See, a lot of times if I get home early before the sun comes up, I'll do some work on this trailer. And I had my light out there, it was still dark. And I had this door open and the light was shining out there, and I was making some puzzle pieces for insulation to go on the walls. Some foam insulation board. And all of a sudden I hear like somebody's opening that door. Everybody's asleep. I'm the only one up out here doing work. And I go around there and that door is wide open. It wasn't open when I came home from work. But that's just a couple of weird things. I have the video up. I'm trying to make videos of this cargo trailer build. And, I was taking video. I went back and reviewed that video, and you can hear the door being fooled with and opened. I didn't actually get video of it happening. Well, maybe I'll put that on eventually. But am I going on too long here? Yeah. I need to wrap this up. I've been delivering newspapers for 30 years. And let me see if I can put this to you gently. There are a lot of gas stations around here that are opened, but they don't let people in at night. And I have a problem getting to bed on time, so I'm always low on sleep. So like lately here, I've been drinking about a quart of coffee every morning or night. I work late night into sunrise a lot of days. Like this morning, I drank 40 ounces of coffee because I didn't sleep at all last night after this. So I guess that would make this happen Sunday night. This is Monday. But I have a lot of time late at night out there. Have to drink a lot of coffee. I didn't get enough sleep, so I have to. And there's only just a couple of gas stations where you can actually walk in there and use the restroom. Drinking all that coffee. So maybe you get my point. So I've had a lot of cases where I had to find a dark, secluded place where there aren't many people. So I've had a lot of experience out in the middle of nowhere, miles from any houses, all by myself on a dark, secluded highway. Um, you know, late night, early morning hours, and I've had some scares. You know, I mean, I made a video about I was stopped out there for a pit stop, let's say, and I saw Black Panther in the moonlight. Well, I've never had the hair on the back of my neck stand up like this that I experienced last night. I don't know the history of this place, but there's been a lot of weird things happened here, and I don't exactly feel safe to walk out in those woods at night. I kind of don't feel too comfortable walking out there in the daytime after what happened last night. Okay, well, I guess I better stop there. I'm going too long here. This just freaked me out. I don't think I left out any details. I just thought I should document what happened in a video while it's fresh on my mind. You know, I got a lot of things that I wanted to make into a video, but over time I kind of forget some of the details, and I just never get around to doing it. But hopefully this wasn't too boring and long-winded, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.